Here. Oh, okie dokie. So we're back. I went off and solved my sniffing problem, so shouldn't be too much more of that. Doctor said I had to wear this for, I don't know, at least, how long did he say? It was a couple months at least, maybe up to a few years. But we'll definitely, hopefully, I'll keep going and check how I'm going. So thanks guys for the support and keeping up to date with how it's been going. So the next video we've got is the greatest creation known to man. It's honestly one of the deepest and most metaphorical videos in the entire lineup of his content. And at the time of writing the script for this, it was the shortest video, but then he had to go and have a worse idea and have various videos that were just atrocious, which is all of them. So yeah, this video I think is definitely one of the most artistic and deep and meaningful ones in his lineup. Now, the video itself is very short and pretty loud, so headphone users, actually, you know, it's loud, but I think the amount of depth in the video really makes it so it's actually better with headphones, I'd say. Now, there's a lot of things going on, and I'll try and write up a transcript and fly it on the screen during it, just so you know what he's saying, because it's a bit drowned out at points. But yeah, let's see how this goes. Let's check it out. Right now. 3, 2, 1, click. So, yeah, that's the video. Now, there's a lot of things that happen in that video all at once. And we'll go through step by step. So, first thing, there's a lot of things that represent sorrow, there's a lot of things that are just representative of other things, but we'll only cover the sorrow. I feel like this video could be talked about for centuries. For me at least, it's one of those videos that really just, it talks about, it's a statement, and it covers a lot of topics that our generation and the current political and you know, your relations, all those sort of things. It really covers a lot of those things. But just talking about his sorrow, embedded throughout the video, there is a lot of just pain in his expressions. I'll run them up as we talk, but you know, it's, from a psychological standpoint, it's really hard to hide your emotions all the time. And these pictures that I'm putting up, they really allow you to look into his soul. I could stare at them for hours, and it drains my soul just thinking about it. But you know, like, it hurts sometimes to watch this video just because it really conveys just how much sadness is in it. So another thing, whoa, what? That's stupid. I'm not doing that. Who the hell wrote this? So clearly it's an office job. This is kind of one of the more specifically stated elements. He has an office job, which is pretty clear. He's got a suit, he's got a tie. But, like, office jobs themselves, they're pretty sad on just a first level. like anyone in an office job is always expressed to be shown as sad, and it's a really good metaphor for that. But then, you know, like, other than that, it gets deeper. Like, office jobs as a whole, just, they're kind of, it's like that whole, like, you're in a box and you're there for a couple hours and you're really trapped. And the way I've always viewed this kind of symbolism is he feels trapped in his own soul, and which kind of makes sense because, you know, an evil entity wouldn't really be able to express himself correctly and all that sort of stuff. But it goes further because, like, even the color schemes, he doesn't really show this specifically much, but even the color schemes of what you expect from an office job, like the kind of greys and the blues, those themselves are also really sad colors. So that kind of all adds onto it. I've got another theory as well. This I haven't spoken to anyone about, so I don't have any solid evidence for it, but I know that it's true. In the video, the joke of the video is that the greatest creation is a sundial is in the shade. And it's pretty interesting, yeah. The sundial itself could be sad. But the way I've always viewed it is the sundial is actually it's more of a representation and a metaphor sort of thing for his deceased child. It's really quite obvious because the word sundial, if you break it up into its main components, it's sun and dial. Sun is a homophone or some shit for son, which is like a male child. S-O-N versus S-U-N is pretty obvious. Now, that's good and all. But then dial, I've always viewed it as dial, so it's a dial, and you know, like, that's a traumatic experience for your son to dial, and I actually kind of feel for him in this video, because yeah, it's sorrow and it's one of the sins, but it's still, I don't want the guy, I feel sorry for the guy, because he's just doing he's not doing what he needs to do to get by. He's got an office job and he's greedy as hell. But, you know, like, it's kind of like the Logan Paul effect. You're sorry because he's an idiot, not for the actions he does because he's an idiot, you know? Like, you're sorry that he has to live like this. He has to live in a way that, you know, he's an idiot and he doesn't know what to do. And, you know, it's pretty sad. But hey, whatever. What else? So, there's some more obvious ones as well. It's a common thing for people to drown out their sorrow in like a lot of different forms. Mostly it's done with like a smile and being happy and whatnot, but it's still, it's described as drowning it out. And for me, that's what the music represents. It's him drowning out himself, and which kind of, it really talks, it's really a statement on like, how we as people really are treated by ourselves and by others, and whether we want to be heard or whether we want to hear ourselves, and so on and so forth. And like, I think even the pizza itself has some great connotation with it, talking about diets and how when you're sad you always go and eat really unhealthily, and I of course only have like, you know, a Mars bar or something, not like an entire pizza, which he clearly did, but that was gluttony, this is sorrow. I'll move on. What else is there? I've got a location scout for this one as well. It won't be a long one, which is kind of sad, but you know, I haven't been there yet. I still got to film that one. But from what I can tell from the video, it's really shady, which, you know, shade, you're throwing shade, you're insulting other people, and that really is a representation for, like, how people, it's like the whole bully thing, you know, where it's like they're only making fun of you because they're jealous of you. And I personally don't ever really feel that way. But you know, he's just an asshole, and I hope he should die. Because you know, he really shouldn't be, you know, putting this message upon people. But anyway, this video is definitely one of the better ones. It really talks about a lot of different topics. So yeah, head off. We'll go off to the location now. I'm gonna take this off because I'm dying of sweat and heat exhaustion, and yeah, I don't want to die. Let's go.
Didn't wait for Jacqueline.
Hey guys, Michael here. So what we've got here is our third location, last one, good shit. As I said, I'm sorry, yada yada. So we'll go through it all. This is the sundial. It's hollow underneath. What the fuck? It's hot. Yep. Okay. Cool. Yeah, representation of his sundialing. That's pretty cool. In the shade, because you throw shade and you're masking the bully and whatever, it's all that shit, it doesn't fucking matter. What we got here though is what I thought was just a sign, but what it actually is a big cage into some rainforest or some shit, I don't fucking know. But it's also a representation of how you mask the walls that hide your soul, all that sort of stuff. Really good location scouting on his part, I'd have to say, but still shit video. Yeah, that's all. It's a big gate, all that. Or, you know, it could be the gates to hell. It could just be like, you know, if we go through there, we find his backyard. Who fucking knows, guys? And then what we got here is some other fucking rock. I guess it's like a thing for the forest here. I'm not too sure. But you won't be able to see it. But on this here, on that there thing, it says Wales Bank Rainforest. Now, what it clearly means is Goober put it here just for a bit more, like, you know, realism in his shot, you know, getting all the details. Wales obviously it's again with the homophone, like the sun and the dia and the sun. Wales, not like W-A-L-E-S or W-H-A-L-S, but W-A-I-L-S, as in wailing, as in wow, crying, all that sort of stuff. Rainforest is, you know, it's the water, the boo, it's like the rain, and you cry, and it goes boo, and, you know, all that sort of shit. Oh yeah, it's isolated, there's no one around. It's really quite shit here. Pride clearly just means ego. So we're just going to be talking about ego in this. Because pride, I'm proud of this video, maybe. We'll see. Yes, I am proud. But, you know, like, it really means ego. Whoever made this stuff is clearly wrong. So yeah, what's the video? Oh yeah! It's his best video. Actually his best video. There is literally no way you can deny that this is his best video. It's called Behind the Scenes with Commentary Cooking with Goober Sweet and Sour Omelette. Now, there's a lot of things that this video, like, says. So we'll go through the video, and I'll actually talk about the video in the video, unlike the last ones. But because there's actually a lot of behind the scenes of the behind the scenes. He did a video on that, which is unlisted, but you can get it through the comments on that video, so I'll show that now.
Behind the scenes on the behind the scenes.
What a good video. and it wasn't actually all that happened. He really omitted a lot of information in that, so we'll go through the main video first, and then I'll go back to you with my side of the behind the scenes. So yeah, let's get into it. I think this is I feel like there's a 20-minute video, but I think I might also be insane clinically, so I'm not too sure, but let's get started. 3, 2, 1, click.
Alright, hello. I'm the7Goobers. As you all may know, recently I uploaded a video entitled...
Now, I had a lot of fun making this video. For the actual filming part, there was a lot of things for preparation and setting up and actually organising it that I have problems with. And you know, I did also specifically ask him not to say my name, but you know, there's a couple of videos on the internet now with my name, so yeah, it's Ryan. Go ahead, kill yourself. So yeah.
Make microwave noises to add them in over the top later, so it didn't seem awkward and silent.
A large thing that he talks about in this video is how he didn't know how to use his equipment, which this is the first time I'm using my equipment. If you check my channel, I think there's been like 10 videos where I've spoken, and they are all atrocious, and I'm just going to keep them on the channel because I think that they're funny in how bad they are. But I never actually used a proper mic for that. I never showed myself, so I don't know how this camera works. I've got a second shot, as you can see. Hi! Oh wow! Which you would have seen in one of the other filming, watching the videos. Yeah, I know how to use my content. As you can see in the video, his side of the backdrop messed up twice, I think. My side was perfectly fine. I knew how to work it immediately, so I think he doesn't really know how to work things in a way that makes sense. So here he's talking about the cinnamon and sesame, which we discussed in Gluttony.
Technical difficulties, it had to be cut out. So as you can see now, I'm turning on the oven for the first time. And if you look down there, you can see the flames flickering on and off. There they go. I've never had some difficulties with that. Just a whole big shebang of difficulties.
Yeah, he talks about a lot how he forgot to turn his mic on, which, from watching...
Oh shit, that fell.
Yeah, there's a second one.
I thought, honestly, so far,
from watching, watching him use his stuff, the mic is very clearly on or off. It's got like a green light. Yeah, it's got a green light, and if there's no green light, then it's not on. And so if you check before you start talking, then you're fine. It's really clear. It's like a single switch. It's nothing. It's much.
Anyway, I was happy with how it turned out, but it wasn't what I wanted it to be.
This in itself, that line is a big telltale sign that he's quite egotistical, because he's proud of something that. Oh god, my entire set's falling apart.
This is a new camera.
Stay down.
There,
don't fucking move. If you move again.
Now here's a deleted scene actually.
Right.
There
Get
were
back to your work.
with this one.
Jesus Christ.
Due to the fact that it was me cleaning the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Mess.
I'll let you watch this bit.
As you'll see in a minute, I realized that it's not funny, like at all. It's like the worst idea I ever had. What's that? So yeah, here's the bit where I decide to move the camera back because I realize how
so
horribly unfunny it was.
On that line, if you notice him now, he continues talking happily and with the same pace and tone. And you know, for me at least, it really doesn't make sense how someone could be absolutely destroyed by such a such a intense and utter just breakdown of your entire being, and continue talking like you normally are. it really demonstrates to me
But yeah, as I
how
was
large
saying,
his ego is, that you can take a
I was
hit
happy with how it ended up.
at probably
It's
the
not
largest
what
of
I set
history
out to make,
and still
but
continue
this was a
correctly.
learning experience.
So, you know,
How
for me,
to use this camera, and also where the direction
he's got a big
is
ego.
going, honestly. So, there's a lot
Here's what I
more
was talking about.
content to come, and I
He's
feel
talking about the direction of the channel, and he just kind of gives
this
up,
was my
and he doesn't
original
mention it
plan
again.
before I came to the video design bit.
So,
I originally
whatever.
envisioned
And this is what he's talking about. Like, he was going to go on and talk about like
neighbor's house,
good content that's coming, and then the
running away.
the preceding week
I wasn't gonna do
was
a random
1 minute
like
videos,
this.
super fast, really bad quality, filmed in the last minute, uploaded at 11:59 every day to get daily videos. So,
Now, anyway,
shit.
here's the end, just me messing with the camera.
At the very end of this,
Like,
I'm going to have to
very
stop the
much
video
watching this
because
behind-the-scenes/deleted
he doesn't
kind
cut
of
it
thing.
where I asked him to cut it
And,
because it
now
accidentally
we're
reveals
just
my
gonna leave you
identity.
with this,
So,
little teaser.
The
So,
moment that I
thank
say
you,
my
Ryan,
line,
for
I'm going
joining
to stop
me,
it,
and thank you to our
and then
live
skip a
audience
couple seconds
watching.
ahead to the start of the
Hope you
teaser.
enjoy. Thank you.
Because I specifically asked him to keep it out, but stupid. Yeah, so we'll now go on to the video behind the scenes. Again, here's the behind the scenes of here's behind the scenes of the behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes on the behind the scenes.
Beautiful. And like, okay, a lot of things happened. And a lot of them hurt. Not in like a way that's like actually really bad, but it's like it's kind of that dickhead sort of hurt where just a lot of it was pretty rude. So I wrote a lot down, so you're gonna have to forgive me. So he talks about having a live studio audience, and that was purely for his satisfaction. He wanted some of that instant recognition. And you know, it wasn't a very big audience. We were in a pretty out of ordinary location, so no one really came past. But it was like one person, and you know, there was a couple times where I saw him talking with them in the distance while I was preparing. What I heard was like laugh, but that's like all I really heard. I didn't see much. I saw him whack one of them, and there was only one person in the audience, so you know, and it was a whammon. He whacked a whammon. It's not good. Yeah, he couldn't check the mic himself in the video. Used the audience for that. I was in there. You can just check it. Literally says he's proud. Yeah, can't assume the channel in the future. Who cares? Said that. Okay, so now we're into the good stuff. All right. While we were setting up, he did. I couldn't tell if he thought it was a joke. Maybe he started as a joke and then he thought it was real. But you know how we were setting up the camera, so we were kind of sit. I can't actually see my own screen because my camera isn't that expensive, unlike his. So I was probably sitting here-ish, I think, I hope. And he was standing like here, and I was like, "Oh, hey, can you move over?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, just a little bit more. I just want to make sure it's good." And I was like, "Yeah." A little bit more. Yeah. Now there's a wall here and I can't keep going. But he kept telling me to do that until I was completely out of frame, and he kept moving over slightly as well, so he was the frame. And you know, I had to refute that. It took a while for him to allow me back in the frame. I didn't want to be too rude because it was his video, and he asked me to come on, so I was just kind of confused, to be honest. And I hadn't let anything out that I was talking about. I was going to work on this video at that point, so I'm not sure why he asked for me, unless... hang on, let me just check something. Did Did you fucking tell him? Did you tell him? If you told him. No. Shut up. Shut up. Did you tell him? God. Did you tell him? Jesus Christ. Women. Can't fucking trust them. So I guess he did know. And he was trying to, I guess he was trying to break me or something. God. Alright, she's gone after this. So yeah, I was confused as to why he wanted me out of the frame. I still don't know why, but he did that and it hurt. So yeah. Yeah, there was another part where I don't remember what happened because I didn't read the right thing. So for the filming of it, he was also extremely professional, which kind of makes sense. He had good gear and whatnot. He made us wear those suits, but the thing was, it was pretty difficult to act professional on my end because we were filmed in a bush. He brought a table with him and like that sheet and just sat it on top of a bush. So after that I had like at least a couple hundred ant bites on my legs. Still a couple scars from that. And I had to sit there. I just did what he said because you know, I needed to make an impression that I was comfortable with him, which is pretty hard. Just to get some of the information that I got. But like some of those things, it was really difficult. Like, we were sat in a garden. It was a bush right underneath our feet, and it was really, I don't know. There was like concrete like 2 meters away, and I don't know why he chose there. But hey, whatever. It happened. He also, afterwards, he asked for like my phone number and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. He was saying it was for, you know, like future collaborations, but like, you know, he was standing really close and, you know, grabbing me and, you know, he pulled my clothes off at one point, had a little fun, which, you know, I was pretty uncomfortable with, but, you know, it might have just been that he wanted to collaborate more, wanted to make a good impression, or he's a homosexual, and, you know, that would make more sense, because he is the devil, and we all know that the devil's gay, because all homosexuals should go to hell. So yeah, I don't know, a lot of things in that video that, in the video is fine. I think it's one of his better ones. He definitely could have used a bit more of my ideas. I said a couple more things and he cut them out and had a couple ideas for how it should be filmed and timed and paced and all that sort of stuff, but oh well. So yeah, just one more video. Let's get into it. So, yeah, the last video, before we go into just some miscellaneous points, is going to be, Wrath. And so, only one video. It's not that difficult. Let's get into it. The video is called Double Dick Pie. It's his first video on the channel. I think he said that he had some more deleted ones at one point. But, yeah, it's a short-ish video, not much happens, it's not very short, it's not very long description for how it's wrath, a lot of it's explained by the end of the video, but yeah, let's just get into it. 3, 2, 1, click.
Hey guys, it's me, back at it again with another vlog.
that never really made sense to me, because it's called vlog number 1. So unless he had a deleted one and changed the names or whatnot, I don't know. Or films them out of order, not sure, just...
Let's give some build up to the story, shall we?
I've always found this kind of patronising, just the tone in which he says it, not exactly what he's saying. So not too sure, but...
a pie underneath it.
Yeah, it's not a difficult concept, I just always find it a little bit patronising. Now, I'm a pie connoisseur of meat pies, and they just look kind of shitty as a whole, so just a thing to say. Yeah, so it's pretty self-explanatory how that could be wrath. It's quite an exaggeration, but you know, there's still some other couple points in there that you can pull out, other than the destruction, swearing, exaggeration. There's a dog barking through a large portion of it, and this is a fact, not an opinion. That dog was actually, held captive and beaten a lot. I can confirm because I have thought about it every night, and you know, there is no other possible explanation. It's dogs don't bark, and they only bark when beaten. So that's that, like, just solid truth fact. And then the other point was the double-decker pie. I think this was a kind of experimentation for greatest creation. Kind of, you know, like how the artists show their progression and whatnot. This is kind of stage 1. He tried so the pie itself was kind of like a metaphor for a couple things. Meat pies alone are, you know, it's meat inside pastry, like, and a lot of people have spoken and kind of discussed using pies as a metaphor for a person being trapped in themselves. I have never really gotten it, but that is a thing that some people believe. And I think the pulling the pie apart at the very end there, I think that was intentional, and he was using it as kind of a description of the pulling apart the layers of his own soul, and how, you know, like, there's always a base layer, but then there's another layer that everyone cares about, and how it doesn't meet expectations, and, you know, goes against what your original thoughts were, all that sort of thing. Definitely not as deep and metaphorical as The Greatest Creation. I still think that is one of his best videos. But there's always a process, and there's always layers you go through to learn it all. So yeah, it's a good video. Definitely talks about wrath. Oh my god, there's a lot of wrath about it. The whole, like, just the anger at the very end is really all you need. But there is lots of wrath embedded throughout all of his videos. So I'll let play now as a transition into the final segment, because we're going through all the videos and then we're going to all the videos in the miscellaneous segment. But, you know, yeah, here's a montage.
So, try getting a better spatula and lifting. Make sure you put in enough fucking sour cream, or else the deep dish, fucking meal dish won't fucking work. but wasn't that just fucking bonkers? Out of it. It's not what I wanted it to be. As you can see now in the video, I'm talking, and we can't hear me because I'm a fucking idiot and didn't turn the mic on. But now I'm looking at the camera, realizing that the mic isn't on, but still talking to it. Look at that. What a fucking moron.
Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to smash that like button. Fuck. Alright.
So, just to finish it all off, we've got some additional points. Now, these are kind of things that either don't fit or prove a point that I haven't said and yada yada. There's not that many of them. A lot of them are pretty obvious. So the whole lying and deception, it's most prevalent in the beach vlog, but there is some in behind the scenes. There's some lying. There's some lying in, let me just check my list of videos so I can remember. Monetization party, I think there's a little bit of lying. You won't believe where I've been. Yeah, a lot of lying and deception. Another big point that is kind of really hard to overlook. I didn't want to mention it because it's really controversial. But he, I believe he's actually ginger. I know I've seen a couple people on his Discord, not linked in the description below, that, it's hot, there's been a couple fights about it, a couple casualties, but don't even talk about that. I still believe he's ginger, and, there's a whole thing about gingers being soulless, which, makes sense, the devil is a ginger. And he swears a lot, like I never do. I've never sworn in my life. So he has to be the devil. So, yeah, it's pretty good. And then, second last point, I need to go grab another book, a special book that's close to my heart. Because I forgot to get that when I'm setting up this scene, because I'm dumb. But the main point that I want to really cover is that his attire, I asked you to remember it in the monetization party, because that's the best video to really get a look at it. 43 subscriber special, it's covered by an apron, but you can still see it in a lot of shots. But it's the yellow shirt and blue jeans. A couple of videos, he has other things for costumes and other casual wear, but his primary suit of video making is yellow and blue jeans. And it took me a while, but there's definitely some other media that use yellow and blue as their color scheme. Bananas and Pajamas come to mind, but that's a really peaceful show, and it's striped pajamas, and the banana themselves is yellow, so it's definitely not that. And what's another one? Teletubbies, I guess, use a bit of yellow and blue. Not really, but there's yellow, all that sort of stuff. I can remember a couple episodes of Play School that probably had that. But there's one primary suspect that it almost hurts to say, because I know if I say their name enough, they gain more revenue and profit. But it starts with M and ends with Indians. And, it's when you really put them side by side and looking at all the evidence, it's hard to deny. I definitely, I can't not mention it. But yeah, it's definitely a thing. And, yeah, they are kind of evil. I get that all. So yeah, definitely. So yeah, let's go get my special book. I've got it, guys. Oh shit, you're not ready for this. So, okay. I was reading through my special book, and I came across something that... Okay, I'll read the special book first. Okay, I'll pull it... It's the Bible! Wow, look at my special Bible! Now I was reading through this like I do every night before I go to sleep. And, you know, I came across a couple of lines. One really stood out to me. So, if we just head on through... now, it's in the Bible, so I'm allowed to say it, and I won't, you know, edit this at all. This isn't edited. This is real. This is not a joke, guys. None of these are jokes. This entire video is not a joke. None of these are jokes. And you know, I was honestly surprised that the Bible actually came up with something so prevalent to what I was talking about. But actually, where was it? There it is. Okay. So it says right here. Oh. Fuck off, the 7Goobers. Joseph, 21:9. Now, I was honestly surprised that it would come up with something like that. But I think it's actually a fairly good analogy for what I'm talking about. Because, you know, God said to him, go away. And, you know, he did the same to the devil. And I think that there has to be some connection. But, you know, that's just a theory, a Bible theory. So I'll go into that another day. But yeah, off to let's just go back around and, you know, get my outro glasses, which I don't know what I'm going to use yet. Let's go!
So hey guys, while I was editing this, Goober uploaded another video where he makes a bike. There was a couple points in there. He puts one over the riots he was at, which was clearly, you know, he was at that. It was pretty evil. He mentions face of God as a joke. How dare he? Yeah. Cool.
So it wasn't that an exciting video. So, yeah, he is a scam, and I think you can surely tell that by now. He's definitely the devil, there is no doubt about it. I don't think there's a single point that I made that doesn't have 100% base in reality and truth and fact. Which, by the way, this entire video is, no opinions at all. And so, don't subscribe to him. Subscribe to me for more waiting around for a bad video idea. But let's go back and do a overall summary for all those punks who were just like, hey, let's watch like the first 2 minutes and then like the last 2 minutes, and we'll only watch that, and that should tell us everything. Like, yeah. So what it is, I can't be bothered to memorize this. Your problem. He's greedy because he wants all the money for him. He's a sloth because he's got 3 claws and he's lazy as hell. Lust because, damn, his body's pretty hot. He's glutton because, all the yum-yums, what a nice time. He's pride because, you know, pride's actually ego, and he's got a really big ego. He's sorrow because he actually has depression, there is no doubt about it. Wrath because grew angry, and did I forget any? I don't remember, who cares. So, don't subscribe to him. He doesn't make very funny videos, they're all very bad. And, you know, that's a fact, not an opinion. Yeah, I said that already. Don't think don't have anything else to say. So, yeah. How have you been? Nice. Good year. Hope you have a nice day. Hit the bell button. You can hit the bell button. It's pretty cool. It's a fun feature they added a while back.